Oh boy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my stream. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing good. This is going to be a little interesting, a little funky, a little weird. I am not really. This is an unplanned stream. And I just transitioned my MacBook to be my primary producing computer. So here's the reason why we're doing this. Because I am trying to test out the capabilities of this MacBook to stream effectively, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, that's fine. Don't worry about it. This is mostly for my use. And if anything, you guys get a nice little sneak peek of music, because why not? That is kind of the caveat here, okay? So feel free to comment. I'm just going to do my stuff. I'm going to do my thing. I'm working on a song right now with my beloved friend, Jesua. And we are, well, he's not here right now, obviously. But he approached me just like a week ago, maybe, about potentially doing like a full EP together. Just kind of surrounding that kind of hyper pop style that I kind of was exemplifying a little bit in The Last One Standing. And we've just been talking about that as something that's a really fun and creative idea for both of us to kind of consider doing. Oh, I'm going to put my headphones on too while I'm here. Sorry. You guys can't even see me. I don't know why I'm worrying about it that much. Anyways, there's also like nobody here. So I'm doing this more for my sake. I'm just going to be on for 20, 30 minutes or so, just making music. If you are here, could you comment and just tell me if you can hear this? That'd be amazing. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jason? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, no worries. I'm not going to be on long either. I'm just kind of testing out this feature. Well, okay, so just continuing my story. So I just transitioned fully out of my Windows PC as a producing computer because it's a little old, it's a little aged, and I have 100% taken it the distance for sure. I built this computer. I built this desktop in, let's see, had to be 2016. Now, I've updated pieces and parts since then, but I built it in 2016 specifically to be a production computer. And so that's 9 years of having a Windows desktop PC as my primary workhorse computer for production. And also for video editing, excuse me, and also for video editing, photo editing, and whatnot. So there's been... oh, sorry, I'm reading your comment. Not see since. Oh yeah, I'm not visible. It's true, man, for real. So I am testing out a little bit of the functionality and capability of this computer. This is my new MacBook Pro that I use for work, and I'm just trying to see how much live it can handle. I'm kind of watching my CPU monitor up at the top. This is Ableton. I'm currently, let's take a look real quick. Currently, I'm running it at 512 samples and at 48K sample rate. So this is a pretty live setting that I would use. I would maybe even go down to 256 samples. Basically what this means is it's able to, oh my gosh, the English language. The ability for Ableton to process information and how much audio it can process. What's up, Drewski? Hey man. I don't know if I know you. Do I? I'm sure I do. I'm sorry. I'm the worst with names, especially usernames. My bad. Jason, I remember because he was on the Last One Standing stream a few weeks ago. Yeah, so that's the reason I'm doing this. I'm only really going to be on for 20 or 30 minutes, but you guys can totally feel free to hang out while I do this. Oh my gosh, it's Andre? Is that what your username on YouTube is? Drewski. I can't see your picture. Hi, Andre. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. If you wanna, if you wanna get a small sneak peek of a song that me and Jay are working on, now is the time, brother. Which is funny because after an album release, after the last one standing, um, you would think that someone would take a few weeks off, um, just take some time away from being in the studio, which is just my little home studio in my room. Not in my room, in my basement kind of room. But Andre, you would know just because you're working on multiple albums at once that there's no rest for us producers. So I'm going to test some things out. I'm going to try and push some of the limits. I might pull up Cycles. This was the first account that you made before your music account. Got it. I also, it's so funny to imagine you. So is it Drewski, like Andre, or is it Drewski? How do you say it? Yeah, never stop the grind. So in light of that, also, please ignore these vocals. These are demo first take. You can know that because they're all in mono, so which means I haven't bounced out anything yet. This little hook line up here is a bounced out track, so that's how you know it's something that's kind of finished, in case you're wondering. So I feel the type of passion that comes when I lose track of you. Makes it kind of hard to feel, 'cause all I know is. So me and Jay were writing out of Psalm 84, which is my heart and flesh cry out for you, the living God. So that's what this is. That square wave kind of, I have a love-hate relationship with this thing because there's this like this very elongated version of it, but I think one of my favorite pieces of this song is when it does kind of jump a little bit with this like dun da 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 da. And so I'm wondering if I should even keep that going through this whole section. Okay, now I'm gonna listen to that drop again and watch my CPU monitor up here to see how it's taking streaming and Ableton at the same time. So oh, I'm sorry. Here, let's fix that. Jason, should we turn the music up or down, or yeah, that's probably what we should do. Let's take the music down just a tad here. Just a tad here. All right, tell me if that's better, brothers in Christ. Yo, check. Hey. Check 1, 2. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Hopefully. Okay. So that's the idea of today. That did not change much at all. I ain't no gripey pants. I know you aren't. That did not change much. Thank you, Andre. It's the vote of confidence. Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we take the volume up on my microphone itself? So that should be a pretty considerable bump in audio. And then I'll kind of leave this at like -5. Let's try that. Check 1 2. Check, check, check. How's that? A little bit better? Boom. I think that's better. I say I think. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to it. So, knowing that these vocals better, I suppose. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that, brother. So I suppose because these vocals aren't really staying, I'm kind of like working on a kind of what's the word when you're like writing a paper, like a first draft of a kind of orchestrated piece here, because this is all we have so far. And also, let me just save this real quick while I'm here. Why not? So I'm just trying to, oh, hey, it's showing like my camera, which is something I did not intend for it to do. Is it showing the camera for y'all? That's so interesting. I am not trying to have my camera in here. It's just showing like the corner, which is so funny. So from there, I feel like there's a lot I could do with this in terms of like ear candy and actually adding a little bit more syncopated elements with this, but I'm going to move on right there to this kind of, we have this kind of serum sound. Kind of sounds like a Nintendo kind of sound font kind of idea. But I love this little vocal. So what we did was I took this sound, that piano, this little vocal chop, which hopefully it's not going to be in the right key, but yeah, it's not going to be in the right key because I shifted it. Basically, I took that, a few little field pieces, a little demo tape sample, and then I recorded it all. Andre, you would remember this, brother, because we did this a lot. So I recorded it all into this little. Basically, then taking all of that entire sample and being able to add it into Simpler, which is this Ableton Live instrument. Transposed up to 2 semitones or one whole step. So now this is an A sharp or B flat major. So nice. I love that, and I feel like we could use that as a little bit of an interlude to this kind of so it breaks down right there, and what I'll do is I'll actually roll back this auto filter. Let's get out of draw mode, and we'll kind of bring it back to its original kind of. And then we'll kind of crash right back into that beat that we had at the start. So let's take this whole verse section right here. I like it without this, without the Nintendo sound for the verse. Actually, let me hear that transition one more time. Sorry, drop here. So another verse kind of section. And I'm kind of landing on this idea of taking out this little Nintendo sound right here. Leave some more space for the vocals, you know, whatever we end up putting there. It's not quite like a garage like that in terms of the genre. It's much more, what would you call this? Somebody help. What would you call this genre? See you, Andre. Love you, dude. Well, I'm going to take a sip of my Red Bull. God bless you, Red Bull. And then we can go with that because let's break down this little Nintendo-y section again. Let me add that kick at the end. It's a little too hard of a drop off, you think? I mean, I don't have vocals in it to kind of fill the space, I suppose. So maybe I'll take that, you know what, here's an idea. That little field sample that we had. That little, let's do this. I like the software, cool tech. Me too, man. So we have this sample pitched up by 8 semitones. Now what we're gonna do, let's create a second channel of it so I don't mess with the original in case I ever want to go back and mess with that sample. Chirpy birds, yes, but we are going to make the chirpy birds a little less discernible. Here's what we're gonna do. A little bit of a bit crush redux on a certain frequency. Do that. Oh, Beans is here. Beans the cat is chilling with us now. So it feels more like like digital birds. This is turning. Oh, my cats are here and they are meowing. Hey guys. Hello, babies. My little cat babies. Let's take this. You're in Alabama, brother? Where in Alabama are you from? South Alabama. Night noise is pretty crazy loud. Well, I hope it doesn't sound like this distorted mess we got here. Start to pop up. Let's see here. Let's take this little, I have a little bit of like a kind of glitchy little effect right here, and let's kind of pop it in here right as soon as they. I want this little piece to happen right on the downbeat. Okay, now here's something I'm going to try, which is this melody that we have in this drop. Let's copy it. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Man, I can hear it. Originally from Buffalo. Dude, I know a ton of people now that have moved to Michigan that are from Buffalo. And they all are from either like Rochester or around the Buffalo area. Know quite a bit of Bills fans now. Wow, that's gonna hit so good. You know the Pryors, like Ashley Pryor and all them and their whole family. Oh, that's really sweet, man. I knew them very briefly, and I don't think they would even remember me from when I first got the IHOP, which is quite a long time ago. 89 to 03 in Florida. Oh, Ferralla. Sorry, Ferralla, Alabama. Yeah, they were babies. I bet. Yeah. God bless them, wherever they are. I need to somehow transition this part a little bit better. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? There needs to be a little bit more of a transition in both of these parts, actually. I'm kind of surprised we have a few people here. Just hanging on a random, what is this? A Monday. It's a Monday night. I didn't expect to have people on. I was expecting to just like be chilling here alone, testing out some stuff. But I'm very glad that people are here chilling with us. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for, where would I have this? Where would I have this? Impact. Let's look in the documents folder. It would probably be in there. Yep, it's going to be right here. There it is. All right, let's go to, hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good time grading. I'm not going to be here for like very long. I caveated this. I'm kind of testing out a little bit of the capabilities of my new MacBook, seeing how well I can produce and stream. I also have a few other sub functions kind of running in the background in case anybody who is here now didn't know, who were like, I thought Jeremy's album already released. Why isn't he relaxing and enjoying a beach somewhere? I did for a little bit, actually. My wife and I just went to Hawaii for a wedding, let's say about a week and a half ago, maybe. And so I did enjoy some rest, but now we're back and we are grinding again. That's cool, but it's really aggressive. Very aggressive transition. And also, I don't like these other little... Yeah, that's cool. Now that it's not volume aggressive, it's frequency aggressive. So I'm going to make this quite a bit warmer. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the chat. I don't think I'm way too smart for you, brother. If you spent, I think I've probably, let's do a quick little exercise. Where can I get the calculator out real quick? Let's do this. Let's get the calculator. I'm going to do a little thought experiment for a second. Okay. So calculator, ignore that number. There we go. Okay. Calculator. Let's try this. Okay. So I got Ableton when I was 18 years old. I am 30 now. I was required when I was in, when I was in school, I was required to be in Ableton about 15 hours a week. Okay. So if you think about, I'm trying to make a point of this, Jason. I'm going to round about and say I probably spent 1,000 hours in Ableton over the first 4 years that I had it while I was in school. Okay. So 1,000, let's keep that number right here. Okay. Then I joined a full-time prayer room team. Prayer room team where I was playing 12 sets a week and then I was rehearsing and practicing about the same amount. So about 24, 25, almost, I would say even 30 hours a week in Ableton. Not to mention probably about 10 extra hours a week producing music. So let's call it a full-time job. Let's just do this, okay? Let's remember this number, 1,000, okay? So 40 hours a week times 52 weeks a year, because I really did not take many vacations. You know what? Let's pretend. Let's pretend for a moment that I took 2 weeks off, which I definitely did not for a very long time. Okay, so that's 2,000 hours in Ableton a year. Yeah, you know. And that was in 2016, and I did this. I did that regimen right there 4 times, let's say, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then half of 24. So let's do times 8.5 years. Okay, 17,000 hours just in Ableton. Ish. We're doing that. We're doing that kind of roundabout. then add that 1,000 hours from schooling. So about 18,000 hours. Now, what's the old adage, right? The old adage is what, 10,000 hours equals a mastery in something. So, Jason, the reason I'm saying this is just this is the chosen skill that I've decided to envelop myself in. I'm sure if it was carpentry or if it was being an electrician, any other career at this point, that I would have a different level of mastery. And I'm positive you have a different level of mastery in something that I thoroughly do not possess. So yeah, I'm not smarter than you, brother. I'm just, this is my chosen craft and skill. You know what I mean? And that number, that 18,000 hours number is so flexible because there were so many years of my life where I sadly did not have, like work-life balance boundaries. And so sometimes that looked more like 80 or 90 hours a week in Ableton, just like grinding away, learning how to write, learning how to create sound and craft some skills. And then other times, like when I immediately after I got married, you know, I spent a lot less time doing this because I now had a beautiful wife to pay more attention to. So it's just the chosen, you know, whatever, chosen skill. Okay. Anyways, back to this real quick. See, now that we rolled off the tone, because before it sounded like this. Really aggressive, like it's a movie trailer, but now with this tonality rolled off, it's just right in the background, you know? Love that synth lead line. For anyone that needs some context, that I'm doing this to test some capabilities, but this is a song that me and my beloved friend Jesua are working on at the moment. And I'm just going to copy and paste this entire drop and then make some adjustments later. That I chose to use today to try out some different things. So let's... And then let's add this little my heart, my flesh. And then da na 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 na. Nice. Oh, this is gonna be so satisfying to hear. Oh man, this is so sweet. I love this song. All right. Got out for you. Let's see. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. It's Jesua. So his name, okay, I'm not gonna dox my friend. So I call him Jay, but his real name is Jesus. And I asked him this one time because I was like, is it I don't know how to say Jesua or something like that. I thought he might have been like from India at first because I was like, is it Jai or whatever, but yeah, his name is Jesus. My man Jesus Z. He's from LA. But we've just been very good friends, and I was like, how on earth is Jesua? So that's my absolute brother. I would die for that man, straight up. All right, here we go. I need to cut this melody line right here, which pains me. It puts pain in my heart, but I need to do it. Because this next part doesn't have that melody, and I don't want it to be so... I don't want it to be like a huge letdown frequency-wise. He's definitely Hispanic, brother. And then that little... you gotta get out of here. that's nice. And then let's just get this like oh, my cat is here. My wife is here too. Hi, beloved. Hello, how are you? Say hello to the 5 people that are watching me. Hi. My wife, the beautiful Michaela Whitaker, who's an amazing singer. Hello. And the cat's here too, and she desires to be pet so bad. Okay, so I want this kick pattern to continue after this. And then I want this bass line to keep going as well. Hi, Kat and Michaela. I love it. Thank you guys for playing along with that. I'm sure that made her day a little bit. So, no, I need this full sample to be here. It's Earl Grey, actually. That one was Earl Grey. So sadness. I mean, it's not bad. Beans is probably sneaking around here somewhere, and I just don't see it. Sorry, I'm looking at some of these comments. You're from LA. Yeah, dude, go find him. He's in Huntington Beach somewhere, I think. Costa Mesa, somewhere like that. Sorry, I'm not trying to dox him again. Jeez, Jeremy, have some candor, brother. You gotta ask people before you tell them. Tell the world, all 4 of you, where they live. And then let's take the frequencies off of this. And I'm actually going to take out the bass line now that I think about it. Because if I take the lows in, if I bring the lows in on some of these samples, and then I really gotta, I don't know why. Okay, the lows are there, but now these highs kind of cut out the clarity, which is brutal. I don't want that. It's kind of too, like, I don't know, there's too much bounce on the sounds, in my opinion. Yeah, there's too much sidechain. So sidechain, everybody, quick science lesson for you. You kind of hear how when the kick comes in, that every sound kind of bounces off of it, right? Like, so every time the kick hits, there is then an engaging of a certain thing called a sidechain compression. And basically what this means is that I can show you, but I'm using something called Kickstart to do it, which is just a plugin, a software that somebody made. YOLO, add more sidechain, for real. Which basically what it does is as soon as it receives signal, it ducks the sound very briefly. You can kind of hear it a little bit more if I actually, or see it rather. Let me actually let you see it real quick. So if I was going to give an external source, which the kick in this song is number 31. So here, as soon as the kick starts playing, this starts to engage in a ducking of the volume. That's basically what sidechain is. I don't know why I taught you that. You guys might know what that means, but who knows? So what I should do is I should really just add these. In the beginning of the song, there's this little... I love that. Maybe we should just have that go instead of there being like a full like beat here. Let's try that. But then, you know, when that happens, then now the sounds are too overwhelming. So let's go like this. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. 135. So yep, that's consistent. And now let's take the other. Nope, that's it. Let's take the redux and leave it there, and then we can actually bring this redux, which is a redux. What is the? How do I explain redux? So basically, in the same way that a sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. I don't know music, so I am learning. I do math for a living. I get it. Well, I don't do math for a living. I went to a college prep school in high school, and did I went to a college prep school for like my entire elementary and middle school, and then I eventually went to public school after about a year of that private school in high school. So I transitioned from a public school to from a private college prep school to a public school, and everything was so easy going from one to another that I finished all my math classes in my sophomore year, and I didn't have to take math or science for the last 2 years of high school, and I took like 2 choir classes every semester, which is hilarious. All that just to say, I wasn't good. I just was trying to avoid it. So, oh, maybe I should just end it like that. Should I just do one time? One time through? One time? Really? Is that what we're gonna do? Yeah, guys, let's be real. Be thankful that I am not a scientist, because you don't want to have to rely on me. Oh, that's such a cool ending. Wait, that's sick. Okay, so basically what we're doing. Okay, yes, I will be a musician. Thank you very much. Although this is a science to some people, I will say. It's not to discredit and say I'm not good at anything. It's mostly of me saying, yeah, I'm just good at something that's very specific that you dedicated time to learn. It's funny, though, because I feel like art, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. I feel like art. I don't know if what I'm about to say is very sound, because I can think of a bunch of old. I don't want to say old either. I can think of a lot of mature mature artists, like, and I'm not just talking about like musicians. I can think of a lot of um old musicians and old singers, and I can think of a lot of most of like the painters and so on and so forth that we think of in like history. Were pretty old by the time they made some of their best paintings. I think that there are some misconceptions about it where it comes to music. The fact that music is always advancing and technology is always advancing is the barrier for music, I feel like, especially this kind of music, because I'm going to love this kind of music until I'm like 80, 90, 100, and I just fall dead and I'll be humming some hyper pop tune somewhere. I wonder when this is going to be called vintage and no longer like a sought after art form. I really wonder about that sometimes. Anyways, that's just a small tangent. I think you're a scientific musician. Thank you, sir. Art is a nice guy. Good old Art. Just word vomit and we can help fix it. Totally. Art is a deep and wide field and category. You got a strong point. I agree. 50 years until this is considered vintage. Can you imagine someone hearing this and being like in 50 years and being like, that's not really. I mean, some people do that now, to be fair. So I don't tempt fate. I just do it while I can. We'll change this later. I mean, when Jay is here with me and to help. But I feel like this is a really good song format. Let me play it from right here. That's a cool way to end the song, I won't lie. I feel like there's been such a lot of branches and blend of musical genres, so it's like hard to say what will be considered vintage. Yeah, I'm just thinking about that because it's not like the tools are vintage, right? People still play guitar, still people still play just through amps, straight through amps. I mean, I'm sure too people that started using guitar pedals, like just going dry into an amp was like a kind of a vintage idea, but people still do it, and there's a certain specific sound. But now people have like amp simulators, like a Dream by UA or a Ruby or a HX Stomp or so on and so forth. I'm just naming, uh, whatever. But I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I'm just thinking about the tools didn't remain vintage. Like the tool, it wasn't the tools, it was the style. I think. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Sounds can be made so many ways. True. I am living proof of that. I feel like. Let's see this real quick. I'm just looking at the CPU monitor because this is the whole reason I did a stream. Let's listen to this whole song real quick, and then I'm gonna go and just hang out with my wife for a bit. Let's listen to this whole thing and see how it sounds. Now, remember, this is a demo. No, none of these vocals are gonna make it except for this little hook. These are not done real vocals. I'll even add the crap one that I muted. We'll even add that. I will out myself that I do not sing perfectly all the time. Here we go. Pressure that comes when I lose track of you. Makes it kinda hard to feel, 'cause all I know is trying to find my way right back to you. Imagine some vocals here. There you go. Imagine more vocals here. I think that's pretty cool. I also have to think about, sorry, I'm reading this comment. Imagine all the vocals singing in this space. You, that's me, dude, for real. Oh no, you just outed the exact way. Believe it or not, guys, this, like what we're doing right now, is literally what I do when I'm alone. I literally like talk to myself while I'm making music. It's hilarious. I'm talking to the Lord too sometimes, but you know, It's kind of how life is at the moment. Just talk to the Lord while you make something. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining in real quick. I feel like I got everything I wanted to accomplish done. Not the music stuff, but more of just the metrics. I didn't experience any like blips in it. I didn't really experience any sort of, what's the word? I didn't experience any sort of hiccups technically with streaming and with doing Ableton. I think the biggest hurdle now is like what it's like to have a camera with it. I can't imagine that would, and I didn't even, I mean, guys, I only deteriorated like 10% of my MacBook battery. That's insane. That's really cool. This is a very powerful MacBook. I'm so hyped about that. That's so great. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in for this, what, like 30-minute or something like that, 30-minute little stream. But appreciate y'all, and I will talk to you guys soon. Love you.